Welcome to our Healthy Snacks and Afternoon Crash seminar. This is all part of our Healthy Smoothies and Snacks that has been launched. And hopefully you're following the recipes. You downloaded the guide. You're finding some things that you like. I'm excited because we're going to just dive into some things that I know are tried and true. They work. That's what I'm looking for. I was just chatting with some clients about how there's so many things on the internet and people read things and get so confused. Let's bring it back to the basics. So just a quick intro. I am Trina Medvis. I have been certified in the fitness and health industry since 1999. That is extremely important for you to look at when you're looking to hire anyone or learning from anyone. I do private and group training. I'm a life coach, a postnatal expert, a certified nutrition and wellness specialist. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a dietitian. However, I know a ton about food. I'm obsessed. It's one of the things I love the most. I was awarded the #1 fitness instructor in specialist in Canada for 2016, and I'm obsessed with everything fitness, health, food, wellness, nutrition, all of it. So hopefully you can learn a lot from me. I want to know from you, do you suffer from an afternoon crash or that low energy and wanting to eat sugars and carbs or coffee? And this can also happen at night. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an afternoon crash. Yes or no? Those of you live, type it in the chat right now so that I can see this. I want to know how many of us are suffering. So answer yes or no. Then my next question is, what do you reach for? What snack or drink do you reach for that you want to stop eating? So for me, it was chips. I am a salty girl. I love chips at night. I used to eat a bag of chips going and going and going because that was my thing. Then I would wind down and have a snack or whatever, like grab something, chips at night too. Okay, there we go. We got another one. And I completely stopped this habit, but you can't stop, reduce, or remove something unless you know the problem and admit the problem. So I see yes to sugary snacks, sometimes salty, getting better. All right, there we go. And this can happen at night. This can also happen in your evening time. So when are these things showing up? And let's look at some things that we know that truly will help. You have a whole ton of recipes that I gave you. Those are great. When you make these changes, these cravings will go away. So this is something that I've been coaching on for 20 plus years. And the things that I deliver work if you do them. So can you guess what many of my clients have done to reduce or completely remove the sugar cravings and crashes? One of you I told this to already. And I'm talking about cravings. They're usually sugar or there's some type of carb because carbs get converted into glucose. So kind of the same category if we're overeating, like my chip addiction. And this is the issue. It's linked to cancer, inflammation, and almost all diseases. So we want to sort of change that if we can. And I'm not talking about natural fruit and all the goodies. I'm talking about all the things that we know we should not be reaching for. Most of us aren't reaching for a bowl of fruit at night, although we should. So can anyone guess what my clients have done to reduce this? Some tips. I've given you some things already along this journey of how to keep your blood sugar stable, how to kick these cravings. I've given them to you. You might not recognize it. So these are the top 4 things. There's a top 3 that are most important. Let me go back to this. Water. Drink the lemon detox water. That is the #1 thing that has helped my clients reduce those cravings and myself, that crash feeling that you feel. And I'm going to explain why. Eating more plants and healthy snacks. So just like the ones that you find in the guide, if you didn't get it yet, go to fit4females.com/eat004. That is where you're going to get that freebie. It has all of the great smoothies and snacks that I want you to replace all this kind of sugar craving, this afternoon crash with. Smoothies with protein, because protein is a great filler for us for our muscles. It keeps us feeling a little bit fuller. And our superfood capsules. This is something new that I've added to my business since August. And many of the clients that I have on the capsules and the protein powder are doing wonderful. So I added that in tonight, especially too, because there's an awesome deal going on right now. So water for the win. We talked about this in the last one. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, go back to number 2. Are you hydrated enough? So a lot of times in the afternoon, if we're hungry, if we're maybe not hungry, but we're dehydrated, that plays a big role. So I want to remind you to stay hydrated, because even mild dehydration leads to hunger cravings. So let's take a sip of water right now together. Let's cheers. Take a sip. I'm going to encourage you to read this. It will be recapped in an email for you when you get this replay, so you don't have to worry. If you want to read it right away, go to fitforfemales.com at the blog and just type in the search bar, am I drinking enough water? The lemon detox water, that's the first thing I told you that works. It is so, so, so helpful for dehydration, keeping you full and cutting cravings and crashes. And fruits and veggies, this is what I like to remind people, fruits and veggies and teas, like herbal teas, those count toward your water. Even the coffee that you have and even the regular teas that you have, that counts towards your water intake. So if you don't feel like you're doing a great job, you're probably doing better than you think, but track it. So how many water bottles or 500 mils or ounces do you think you drink a day? I would love for you to jot that down on a note here. The second thing is juice and greens. So most of us are lacking in our antioxidants. So we either overeat fruit and don't have enough of our greens and our vegetables, or we're drinking too much juice and not getting enough natural fruit. So when I say juice, I want you to think of natural juices. And I got rid of my juicer. I put it all in my blender. I have a Vitamix and I blend everything up so that I'm getting the fiber and I'm not squeezing out all the pulp from the greens, the whatever kind of vegetables that I'm putting in there. So one thing that I suggest, because caffeine can be another issue for those afternoon crashes, and do you find yourself wanting to reach for coffee? Those of you live, do you find yourself in the afternoon, later afternoon, just wanting to reach for something sweet or a coffee, and you just think, oh, I should have it? That used to be me. I would go have my morning latte, then I would have an afternoon latte, and you get that spike. It's fake energy, and then it brings you right down. So I want you to think of matcha instead. This is a great, great, great way to replace a more healthy caffeine, because it's not processed the same in our body as what coffee is, and it has a lot of antioxidants in it. So I see a question here. How much of the lemon detox should you have a day? Once again, if you didn't get a chance to go back and watch number 2, there's a great piece on water in there. I generally like to say half of your body weight in ounces. So take your weight, divide it in half, and then 8 ounces is a glass. That's a great way to start. The other way that you can do that is also to make sure that your urine is more of a pale color rather than a heavy yellow or has a scent to it. That is usually a sign of dehydration, although that can also be a release of vitamins that we're having detoxing from. So that's not the only way to know. So just make sure that you're getting half your body ounce, half of your weight in ounces. And that's more if you're active, sweating, or any of that. That's just the general rule. Does that answer your question? So juices and greens, we know, of course, it's proven by everything Cancer Society. In fact, they tell us to have now, I think it's between 9 and 13 servings of fruits and vegetables. Do you get that? I don't get that variety in my diet every day. It's proven they increase our energy. They help and fight so many different things, but I'm sticking on the topic of detox, crashes, and sugar, right, along the way. And the other drink that I always get my clients when I'm coaching them is to replace coffee with my immune boosting latte. That's going to be in your email. You will get that recipe. It's also at fitforfemales.com. It's a great way to change up those caffeine kicks, because a lot of it is a habit with the coffee cup. It's the warmth that we like. So if we change it up like with like, the matcha and the immune boosting latte are a great way to avoid an afternoon crash coming down from that caffeine. So make a green juice. That's also in your smoothies and snacks recipe guide, and eat lots of vegetables every way you can. So think of things in the afternoon like grabbing a bag of chips and grabbing the sugar treats and grabbing the things in your office if you work there. Those aren't generally the healthiest things. So bring your own snacks. And maybe you do want some nachos. Bring some nachos with some avocado dip instead. Bring your vegetables with your avocado dip. It's okay to eat not great all of the time, but if you're doing it the majority of the time, then you can afford to do it the rest of the other times, right? So the third thing is, if you have any questions, please post them. Smoothies and protein. I am a big smoothie lover, and fitting it in with protein. Sometimes I do all natural sources like I taught you, the chia seeds, the hemp seeds, the pumpkin, etc. So a lot of plant-based. And other times I use my protein powder because I love it. And I shared that with you as well. That's the Complete from Juice Plus. If you have any questions on it, just send me a message or ask. So number one, the protein helps us to stabilize the blood sugar level and avoid that crash in the afternoon, because many times we've had a heavy lunch, or you might have had a ton of carbs, you're coming down, you might have eaten a lot of sugar, you're having it in your coffee, you're having a coffee crash. So it's a whole bunch of things that go together. Maybe you're not hydrated, maybe it's just one thing, maybe it's a multiple of things. But if you can do that smoothie and get all those greens in it and your protein, whether you're doing plant sources or the protein powder that I suggested, that's a great way in the afternoon to pick you up. Sometimes I mix it, just shake it up with just plant milk because I can't have dairy. You can do dairy if you like. I will put the dairy in, or the plant milk first, then I'll put the protein powder, and then I just do ice and I shake it up, and it makes me feel like I'm having a chocolate milk. It's so delicious. So a lot of times when I want to go reach for something, or my clients do as well, I tell them mix up a shake, but I don't have a blender. No problem. They come in packets too. It's great for travel. You can bring it even in a little container and mix it up and just wait and see if that helps, because your body's looking to stabilize that blood sugar level. And once you give it something, generally it will die down. And then there's maybe those times where you might be on your cycle or your hormones are changing that you just can't fight it. And that's okay. It's okay not to be doing all the right things all the time. And then smoothies with the natural sources, like I said. So protein sources, I use the Juice Plus Complete powder, nut butter, seeds, fruits, and veggies, depending on where you are in your travels, whether you're at work. Make it in the morning, bring it with you. If you really can't do that, grab the little packets or take it from your big bag, scoop it in and make it. And I want you to think of picking snacks that are going to fill you up. So what I said to you in the snacks guide is there's lots of different things in there. I have tons of recipes on my site at fitforfemales.com, and you're going to get some extra ones in the email that I'm sending you as well. So any questions on that? Just let me know. The last thing that I wanted to add is the superfood capsules. So these I've been taking since August 2022, and they have made such a major difference in my own life and transformation. I sent you that story, and what it's helped me do is really stabilize everything. I am so consistent. I don't crave sweets. If I do, it's very minor. I actually eat the chewables that the kids get. They're for adults too. That's what I use if I have a sweet tooth craving. And what they do is they bridge that gap between what we should eat and what we don't eat. So for example, if you're having a day where you're heavy on carbs and you're just running around, maybe you have kids, you're busy at work, you're running late, we're not always the best at eating all the protein, the fats, the fiber, the veggies. So what this does is gives me and my clients insurance that at least you've gotten that variety. It does not replace food, but it certainly helps. And I have had more clients tell me that they've reduced their sugar cravings or they're completely gone on the capsules. So I mentioned this, it reduced it for both myself and my clients, and it's flooding your body with superfoods and you're getting a variety. And the reason why I'm mentioning this today is because this period, there is a whole bunch of freebies, and I love free stuff. I love if I can save myself money and my clients money. So if you have a kid, you don't have to have, it's not your own child. It can be anyone's child that is 25 or under. Once you order your own capsules, so the ones that I just showed you here, right? There's a 3-pack. You get 30 of these single serves that you can see here on the screen. So if there's vanilla and chocolate, you get 15 of each. I love them. I just took them when we went on a swimming competition with my daughter for the weekend. I took the packets with me. There was nothing I could eat in the morning because we have celiacs and I have dairy issues. So I brought it with me. The packets, they're amazing. They travel well. And I just mixed them up with almond milk and the ice. So if you purchase your own capsules, you get 30 of those free, plus your child gets the 4 months of their own capsules or chewables free. So I wanted to mention this tonight. So if you want to do that, you can just get back to me and let me know, but you apply for this Healthy Starts, which means any child put their name, their date of birth in, and then it'll bring you to another screen. So they don't have to be your own. They get it free till 25. They just changed this. And you can pick the chewables or capsules. So this is what it looks like. You order the 3, the orange, you don't have to order that. It's the omegas, but the 3 of these are what you would order. So the red, the green, and the purple. And look at all the amazing things that are inside of it. There's more than 30 fruits and vegetables. They are so incredible. You can throw them right in your smoothie, capsule and all. I like to pick them apart because I feel like I'm a little science person here. Like I'm doing a little, what do they call, like those little experiments. It's so much fun. So you can put it right in. It's food, it's NSF certified, it's clean, all this stuff. We've talked about this before, but I wanted to mention it because of the deal. And it's the most researched brand name nutritional product in the world, which is pretty incredible. It comes with amazing third-party studies. So all you do is you order that. So the 3 capsules, then you pick from one of these for your child. And in all honesty, you can eat them yourself. So we get the chewables because we love them, but your kids either get the 2 on the left, so they like capsules, or they get the chewables on the right free. That has a value depending on your child's age. You'll either get more or less, because if they're 4 to, I think, 12, they can take 1 or 2 chewables. So there's a different order there. And then you get these free. So you get the 30 packets free. This is what I was talking about. I bring it to anywhere I go. I make sure I have it with me in my purse so that if I have a crash or a sugar craving, that's exactly what I'm reaching for. So a few things I want you to take action with. I want you to think about what is the thing that you will implement. So a snack maybe from the recipe guide that I sent you. Maybe you're going to implement the water. Maybe you're going to do more protein shakes, maybe the lemon water. Will you, or can you, if you drink coffee or teas, can you replace it with a healthier version, a matcha, a juice, an immune boosting latte? I'm just reading a comment here, a private one. And if you know that, tell me now. I want accountability. That is why I run these coaching sessions for you. I want you to be accountable. And maybe you're going to grab the deal. Maybe you're like, this is perfect. I get an order and then my child gets an order free, and it's 2 for 1. So I pay for myself and they get the 4 months free because they go in 4-month increments. Are you going to have a smoothie every day? What will you do? So I'm going to give you a moment and I want you to think about something on this list that you're going to try. So let's see. I would like to try the immune boosting latte. It's so delicious. That is originally what helped me get off coffee years ago. I think I've made this recipe probably for 10 years. It was so helpful. So from this list, tell me. I know I've got some private messages here that I will go over. So thank you for listening. I want to answer any questions that any of you have. Please follow me on social. I love chatting. I love helping. I've been coaching for, like I said, 24 years. And to me, it's so important if I can solve any of your issues. If you're really struggling, we have an exciting challenge coming up in July. I cannot wait. My goal is to make you feel incredible, is to make you feel like you can do this, that you can make changes, and that you're capable, because mistakes and failures, those are just data and a redirection. That's all it is. So what have you been implementing? What are you going to try to do? I see a private message in here. I want the link for, I'll send you the link for the stuff. Absolutely. If you have anything and you are on live and you do want to send me a private message, I will read it. Anything else? I just wanted to make sure. So here's your homework. You're going to figure out a tip this week that you're going to work on from now for 7 days, plus all of the other things that I've given you. What is it that you need to do to make an improvement in your life to avoid those crashes? Is it cutting your coffee, drinking more water? Do you need to stabilize your blood sugar level? That's another thing that I forgot to mention that those capsules do. They help stabilize us and bring us back to homeostasis because they're food. They're all natural food. That's all that's in them. It's made such a difference. Are you going to walk instead of having a craving? Are you going to redirect your energy? Are you going to eat more fruits and vegetables? Are you going to plan better? I want you to brainstorm all of these things so that you can really think about it, okay? So, question here. If you drink 8-ounce glasses of water every day, it should all be with lemon? No, not necessarily with lemon detox. So to clear that up, so usually what I do, I'll give you an example that you can see in real time. My husband says I never close the cap on this and he picks it up and it spills. Why are you picking up my bottle? I'm just kidding. Let's prove that it's off now. So for example, these are our bottles. So the Fit for Females bottles, they are 28 ounces, okay? So for me, this is what I do. I come right, so this is filled for me with regular water because I don't like to fill it up with lemon and all that, lemon and the ginger, all of the lemon water with the cayenne, because then I have to scrub the bottle. I'm just energy efficient. So I'm just basically lazy. So what do? I make it in this. So I make it in a big jar or a big glass or whatever and put a lid on it. And then I sip this all day. I usually do it with a straw because lemon is told by dentists that it ruins the enamel on your teeth. So I do it with a straw. And that's another thing. I don't ever find a straw big enough to go in here. And even if I did, I get annoyed because I don't have to wash it because, you know, the little lemon things get all stuck, right? Are you with me? You agree? Yes, they do, right? Okay. So the other thing is I mix it up. So I always have a bottle going, and I'll give you an actual example of what I would do with you as a coaching client. I go 28 divided by 8. So this here, this bottle, mine is 28. I love steel. I don't drink out of plastic or anything because this is easy to clean. 3.5 cups of water for me. So my goal is to drink from this. This is all bonus. So you can have one of these and whatever your lemon detox, you can drink all lemon detox. There is nothing unsafe about that at all. You can drink it all day long. It is wonderful for you. So sometimes I work from home. Sometimes I will bring my big jar out with me and I have both of them. So I have a lemon, a straw in this, and it's a big jar, one of those big jars. I save all the honey jars and everything. And this will have my regular water. So if I know I've drank 2 of these, and I usually always put elastics on them. I had one that I took off for the seminar. And that's what I do. So you can drink it all day long, or you can do a mix of both, but count your total. So if I want 3 of these, then I'm going to know that this is over 500 mils and it's so many cups, right? If I end up drinking 4 of these, I only need 2 bottles. Does that answer your question? Good. Thank you for clarifying. Okay. Another question. Was the deal for new orders only? I just received my latest with a June 16th order date. I will get back to you. There is a way, because you have me as your support person, that we can get you that. It's not for your current orders, but I will tell you how to get that. So there is a way, if you already are a client and you're buying the products, there is a way that you can still take advantage of it. And I will tell you how to do that. Okay, so does that make sense? Yes, I want you to take advantage of everything. Who doesn't want it? It works out to something like $449 in free products. Like, I have to share this with you, right? So I'll tell you how to get it. You're welcome. Yes, I won't leave you behind. Do you have any other questions before we wrap up? We have 3 minutes. Any other questions? Pick my brain, use me up. You're going to be getting a recap of all this, and I'm going to also be sending you links to things that I talked about, the articles that I said, are you drinking enough water, and some of the snack recipes. And then we are up for a July challenge to keep you motivated. I'm going to make things very simple. This has gone so well that I plan to add more things monthly so that we can stay accountable. You have a way to check in with me. We can check in on Facebook. I'm going to run Facebook. If you're on it, great. You don't have to be. It's just bonus for people that are there. And hopefully that you're really taking these action steps. People pay me a lot of money to coach with me. I am a very efficient coach. I work with high level people. I work with brand new people. I work with everybody in between. And so all of these strategies really work, but you have to do them. Okay. So I want to make sure that you are taking the advice and taking the action steps. So just pick one thing that you've learned today that you think if you start to do it, it's going to help. Replace the coffee with something else. Even replace it with a warm hot water with lemon, because it's the feeling of that cup. It's one thing to say, when I quit drinking, I gave up alcohol completely. I didn't say for life. I just said, is this serving me? And it wasn't. So there's a process. You can't just say to someone who likes to have their wine and say, okay, so just stop drinking and chew on some carrot sticks, because that doesn't work. You have to replace like with life. That's the kind of coaching approach that I take with my clients. Because if I say, well, you want to have your afternoon crash, well, just go outside and run. That doesn't give you the same adrenaline that eating the sugar and eating the chips and all the crashing that's happening. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? Give me a yes or yes. You can obviously disagree too, because I love disagreements. I love debating everything. I love debating. All right. So thank you so much for showing up. There's always a lot of information at fitforfemales.com. There's tons of free stuff. I've been writing content for so many years, since 2008. There's so much free stuff. In the meantime, keep in touch with me, and I'll see you soon.